good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are all doing well. Give me half a second to verify sound, and we'll see how everything's going. Why am I tired? All right, I'm waiting for it to catch up so I can hear if the audio is good. Let's see. All right, sounds fine on my side. Hey, good morning, everybody. AJ the CEO here. Yeah, it's been quite a while, man. We've been on the road, meeting a couple of y'all, going to a bunch of different states, and all that other fun stuff. But hey, thank y'all so much. I got on this side of the screen. I was finishing rendering out a video that y'all will probably see. I don't know, maybe about an hour, 2 hours after this live stream is up. But thank y'all so much for dropping by, and I still never updated that graphic. Just to let y'all know, if y'all are watching, please hit that, and I'm using the pedal to do this, hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell. That way you get notified, mainly because going forward, we voted, and last time, because of some nonsense, it is subscriber only who can leave comments, not members, subscribers only. You have to have been subscribed at least for 5 minutes on my channel so you can leave a comment. Hopefully that would help weed out some foolishness that's been going on recently. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. Please know, and my desk is out of control. Let me see. Don't forget, folks, if I can't get to your question, please email me at questions@ajayhomes.com, and I'm going to answer some of those questions because I have been on the road and I haven't got a chance. So I'm going to answer some of those questions here. Also, if you're not a part of our Facebook group, please go ahead and do that. Join us at link down below. Go to Facebook and just look up for Modern Media Ministry Made Easy. Answer the 3 questions and you are in. I was getting ready to say, how come I can't read this? Because I don't have my NDI monitor up. There we go. What else? If you're trying to get in touch with me, folks, you want to do a consultation or something like that, you can also go to my website, ajayhomes.com/consultations, and we can do the best we can to get set up. See, I got this graphic has been updated, but the other one hasn't. But that's enough of me blabbing, folks. Let's see who is on line with me today. Another AJ. What's going on, AJ Kumar? What's going on with you, sir? Parker, hello. How you doing? Video streams. What's up? My apologies. I went to Texas and I left my medicine there in the refrigerator, so I haven't been on any of my meds for the entire week, and I literally just picked them up from the VA today, this morning. So I'm yawning, not because I'm sleepy. I'm yawning because of my blood sugar levels. So please excuse me for the yawns. I'm not sleepy. I'm tired, not sleepy. Mike, what's going on? Pat, hello, hello. Francisco, what's going on? Streets of Destiny, hello. Francisco says tomorrow he's going to be doing a lot of addict ministry. I pray your strength in the Lord, sir. Elisha, hey, great name. Hello, hello. Josh, what's up? I'm using my pedal as well to clear the chat, the comments. Yeah, there we go. Mike, what's going on? Keith, hello. Simon, hello. Justin, hello. John Cook, hello. Steve Hawkins, hello. Paul, hello. My cousin Derek, what's up? Philip Greenwood, hello from the UK. Mike, hey, I'm talking with some of my travel friends to see about going to London sometime early, or actually the first week of October. That's what I'm looking at. Don't hold me to that, but that's the plans. Let's see. Okay. Again, my apologies. Monty, what's going on? Monty doing some great stuff on his channel. Please make sure you subscribe to him. Anthony again. Danielle, hello. Shane and Hannah, hello. Lamoris, what's going on? Hey, Lamoris, thank you. Brian, what's going on? Yeah, folks. Monty, thank you. We are getting close on that 50,000 subscribers, and we're gonna be giving away a 20x PTZ camera, provided by PTZ Optics, and I'm throwing in an ATEM Mini Extreme just for the giggles for a runner-up. Just my way of saying thank you. I do have some contingency plans if something happens in any way, shape, or form. Most likely what I'm going to do is it's going to be 3 giveaways, and I'm going to rotate it around. It will be the ATEM Mini Extreme will be the main, and then I'll do 2 PTZs, kind of like the S&T, AV, or the FAMACO, something like that, if something comes up. I just like having contingency plans, not throwing nothing. I just like having backups just in case. Don, what's going on? And I missed a couple of questions. Let me crank up the text size here so I can read this. I think my cousin was the first one that had a question. But fire away your questions, folks. I'm here to help. I do have to go to Union Baptist. They're having an issue with their camera. The joystick is like giving some lag. So I have a whole bunch of stuff over here for a bunch of projects. Why is my overhead camera is flickering? That's strange. But we got a bunch of stuff. Why is it doing that? But anyway, we got a bunch of stuff here. I have a computer that's just recently built. That's, you can't see it, but right under the table is a 20-port unified PoE switch with a 16-port PoE switch above that with a Dream Machine. Also, what else? Over to the right, the Unify box over there, that is 4 of the brand new Unify Pro Wi-Fi 6 access points is going to go in Signs and Wonders Ministry. I'm expecting to hear a knock on the door pretty soon. I have 2 X32 compact sets with digital snakes, and then another one with a whole 4-person personal mixer system coming in as well too. And I just got a call that my ATEM television studio, the original, is back ordered by 6 weeks. So I need to call Abundant Life Church of Christ and see if I can get that, some contingency plans. I'm sorry, it's just my overhead camera is flickering, and it's strange. What else we got going on? I think that's it. My apologies, Justin, if I didn't say hello, my apologies. But let me go to Derek. I think that was the first question I noticed. Here we go. AJ, I have 2 questions. Is it worth plugging a headphone into the ATEM to find out what levels are outputting, since I'm recording the service onto SSD? Yes, I would think that would be good because you can hear it with that headset of exactly what's being recorded. I think that would work. And and I see your second one. Your second one is it worth getting a Stream Deck? That's up to you. If you use a Stream Deck, does not integrate directly to the ATEM unless you're using some type of app like the companion app, which would require obviously a system to be in with it. My question would be, what are you using the Stream Deck for? If you're doing everything solely from the ATEM, I don't see a need for it. But again, I don't know how. Depends on what you're using it for. And I need to turn my overhead camera off. Hold on a second. It was getting on my nerves because it kept flickering. What else we got? Okay, we got a couple of. Anthony wants to know, Need a recommendation on another motherboard. The Gigabyte 450 has been coming to me, not working on the last two builds. Well, Anthony, first, before I recommend them, what CPU are you using? Because depending on if you went with a newer CPU like the 5000 series, you need to update the BIOS. And sadly, for those older ones, you need to have an older processor just to get it to boot so that you can do the BIOS update. What I've been using recently on the last builds I've been doing is the exact same board, but it's the B550. And they are compatible with the newer 5 series of chips. That's what I've been using. That's what's on the desk right now. That's a Ryzen 7 5700G. I actually got 2 of those that I'm building. One's for Signs and Wonders. Another one is for a church, but they want me to build a system for his wife without all the junk that most of the OEMs put on their computers. So that's what I'm using. And Josh was saying, you open mod applications without telling me, AJ. No, this was based on, we had a whole bunch of nonsense going in our last stream. Mike is there right now. We can add some more if need be. We're going to try out this subscriber only. If we have left comments, I might go back to being open to anyone, and then, you's fine to do that. But Josh, ain't you in class right now? How are you modding while you're in class? Danielle wants to know, I have been watching some of the Ottawa mobile walking tours. Guys are struggling with dampness and frozen gimbals. Interesting. John, thank you. And again, my apologies. My apologies for all the yawning. I'm sorry. Let's see. Y'all say y'all want me to crank the audio up. I don't have the mic all up on me. I am a little bit lower than I normally am. Hold on a second. I'll turn it up just a little bit. Let me know if that works for you. Elijah or Elisha, I need assistance with linking Worship Extreme software with vMix. I was told by tech support that you could by using the capture feature. I've tried, but it's not working for me. Another way that I like to do that as well too, if you have now with Worship Extreme, obviously you would have 2 monitors, and then you could just download NDI tools, and I'm gonna do this in OBS, but I don't want to risk it with what I got going on right now. And my other system that has vMix is my laptop that's in the other room I don't have hooked up. But it's just like OBS. You would my question to you is, Worship Extreme running on the same system as vMix? Let me get that question answered first before I start going down the rabbit hole. Let me see. Steve, our church has hanging chandeliers and old wiring. Is it worth using smart LED dimmable bulbs to control the lights? Any recommendations or brand of bulbs? I would honestly say so. I've seen a lot of churches actually get rid of the chandeliers and put recessed lighting with controls. I mean, it's possible to do that. I don't see why not. I mean, we need to do something like that, but I know a lot of people say, I don't want the lights off in the church. It makes it look like a movie theater. So I don't know. I think that would work for you. Philip saying woohoo, P to the Z, to the Z. Philip Greenwood here. Question, I use vMix at the moment, but looking at the ATEM instead, which would you recommend? Well, it all depends. I'm using both. I'm using the ATEM Mini Extreme right now because it's multiple capture abilities and all the things that it has embedded, but I'm using vMix because the ATEM can't do graphics like this that you're seeing right now. It all depends. If I was using it for a church, like my cousin Derek, at his church, what I installed was just the ATEM Mini Extreme, so they could live stream and do everything there. If they wanted to do more advanced stuff, then maybe we might try and do as much as we can with downstream keys, upstream keys, and stuff like that through their presentation software. But sometimes you reach your limit and you might want to do something different. Like at my church, we stream, well, we don't have an ATEM Mini Stream. We have an ATEM television studio, but we have two different audiences. When you go with an ATEM Mini Extreme, for the let me take that back. I'm going down a rabbit hole in this. Not that. It all depends on your use case. For simplicity, I would go with the ATEM only. Once you start, if you got a powerful enough system and you're doing some other features that the ATEM cannot do, then you could do that. Or like I do, I use a mixture of both. All right, Anthony. Yeah, you're using a Ryzen 5600G. It's not that the motherboard is dead. It's the motherboard BIOS. It's not compatible with that chipset, with that new CPU, and you need to update the BIOS. I've had to do that a couple of times. I have an old processor that I can always jump over to that can do that. So let me show you here. Why is my monitor? Hold on. My monitor is not linked here. That's 1 and 2. All right. Now we can do it. Now y'all can see what I was doing. All right. So let's go over here. And we're going to come up here. So the main thing you need to do is come down here to support. We'll come over here to support. And let's go here to our CPU. So you have the 5600G. So from here, see, it's requiring firmware F61. So you would need to be mindful of that. But again, this is where, honestly, I have it on the table over there. It's a 200 GE. Where's it at? Yeah, this is what I have here. And this is, for the most part, is compatible with those other boards. That's overpriced because it used to only be like $45. But anyway, I have this one, and this is the CPU that I just keep on hand that will allow me to boot up any of these motherboards that need a BIOS update. Some motherboards, you can just put a thumb drive in it and it updates and it doesn't need a CPU. The Gigabyte one is not one. So it's not anything the matter with that motherboard. You just need to update the BIOS. But if you don't want to do that, go with the DS3H DS3H B550 motherboard, Anthony, and you'll be good to go with that one. All right. And most likely, if some of them work, you might have got a version 2 or something like that that had the most recent BIOS up on it, and that's why it worked. Irma would like to know, have I done any work with StreamYard? Yes, I have. When they were first coming out, I did some stuff with them. I currently do not use them. I use Melon app, and honestly, I was supposed to drop a video with them, but then I just had a whole bunch of stuff here, so I apologize to the folks at Melon app. I want to go over. They have a bunch of new features that I really need to edit that video and redo it all over again. I was waiting to get something, but I'm still going to drop it here soon. But that's what I use. But what's your question on StreamYard? Let me know. Adam, what is going on? Pedal here. Man, I'm out of it. I don't know why. I know why, because I've been running hard. So this time next week, I'll be on vacation. So there will not be a Q&A on next Friday because I'll be on a plane. And then there's going to be no roundtable because I'm off. We pushed hard today, folks. I mean, this is the old month, and it's rinse and repeat next month to hit our 100 goal of new projects this year. Josh, how can I keep upstream key on the ATEM when I switch sources? You need to hit the tie button there, young Padawan. So if we go over here into our ATEM software, and let's go over here. So when you're in here and you're turning on your stuff, so I'm going to turn on my stuff here. You see this is here, and you need to have it tied to the link. Now, why am I tripping? Oh, no. Where's it at? Oh, wait a minute. You said you want to, I'm tripping right now. How can I keep the upstream key on the ATEM when I switch sources? The upstream, which is this right here. There's two ways you can do that. You can go here to your, is it preferences? No. Go to connection up here. Go to setup. And you could turn this on if you're talking about your picture-in-picture. So that way, if I do that and then I switch back to my stuff, why didn't I do it? Hold on. I just set it. Oh, I think it linked to what I was doing. I think I did it backwards. I'm off right now, folks. I don't know why. I hope it ain't my meds messing with me. Let's go back here. All right, Josh, I got to get back to you on that one. Man, I'm really feeling off right now. So my apologies, folks. Norm, is it worth getting the Amazon extended warranty on the ATEM and the Extreme PTZ cameras and camera? I have never gotten an extended warranty on them. I haven't. That's just me. I haven't had any issues with them because if they die over the time, I mean, you get a normal warranty with them. Extended warranty, I never really liked extended warranties because most of the time what they charge you is about half of what it would cost to buy something new, and I'd rather not pay nobody that and just use that to replace it if need be. Elijah and Elisha are saying that it is running on the same system. Okay. If you're doing that, then all you have to do is if you have your output going to a secondary monitor, which is going to be presented for your audience from Worship Extreme, you would go under the option. Let me see if I can actually do this. Why is all my stuff acting up today? Hold on a second. I normally have the screen duplicated so I can see it. So that's 2 and 3 need to be duplicated. All right. So let's see if we can do this so you can see it because I'm controlling this from another computer. Let me take this down because it's going to be a lot of stuff on the screen here. So inside of here, this is my vMix that's running right now. And let me turn my wireless on so I can move over here. All right, it says my wireless is not on. Let me see if I can stretch this out. I'm telling you, man, it's one of them days. All right, so I'm over here. Let me turn my picture-in-picture off. So over here, what you would do is come in here and add an input, and you would do NDI display capture, and it would give you, click on local desk capture, and then you would just pick the display, and that's what will show up. So if you're doing the output, that's going to be the the audience output from Worship Extreme, you would pick the monitor that that's going to, and then that would show up as a source in here. And that is it. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I need to turn that setting off. That's why I don't like having that setting on, because it keeps it on in the wrong times. Now, while I'm yawning and all this other stuff, folks, I said this before, and I really do mean it, and I hope what I'm doing is not a bad reason for this. Folks, all the hard work y'all are doing, please make sure you're taking time to rest and relax and recoup and refill. I told myself that I was going to triple and quadruple how much stuff I've been doing. So now I take at least 1 week out of the month, and I just sit back and do nothing because I need to recoup. So please make sure y'all are doing that as well. Question is, hello, do you all know of a tool named Nightbot? No, I don't. And I really hope that this isn't a bot message. Anthony wants to know, how do I resolve lag with the SMT AV30? What do you mean by lag? And how are you having it connected? Are you connecting it over RTMP, like over your network? Are you connecting it over HDMI, SDI? Because that can determine what type of lag you're experiencing. Let me know. John, have you tried using an HDMI emulator to create and capture a display output in Worship Extreme without actually connecting a physical monitor? Yes, I have. I actually got a video on doing that exact same thing. I had a headless HDMI and did that. And yes, that works very well. Back to Norm. Is a laptop using OBS and Presenter by Worship Extreme on a 5th gen i3 good? No, that i3 is too slow for OBS by itself. For a Presenter by itself, i3 should be fine, not both of them. Mike says, work hard, play harder. Yeah. Speaking of, I'm going to be down in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina tomorrow doing an install. Then Monday, going to be in, that was a video that I didn't post. I did a update video on what I was doing. Where did I record that on? Man, I had another video and I didn't put out. I guess I got to be working on that. Man. Now, I know I need a vacation. How can I stream a slideshow through OBS? Honestly, I would put that in Presenter and make my slideshow in that and just bring it through OBS. Now, OBS does have a slide function if it's static images that you can load directly. So, like, for example, let's do this. Let me open up OBS on this screen here. And we's over here. Y'all see my echo here. Let me minimize this. So in here, you could come in here and then you can do an image slideshow right here. And I'm going to pick some images from a video that I recently did. So I'm going to just bring in an entire directory, which happens to be a time lapse of what I was doing at reconciliation yesterday. And I just bring that whole folder in. And then what delay do I want to put between the images? I'm going to say 1,000. And this was shot in 4K. So let me fit the screen. So yeah, so like that's way too slow. So let's change this to, I don't know, 300. That's still too slow. But that's what you could do directly. You can set the transition speed, all that other stuff as well too. So, and that's by just, you can drag whichever images you want, or honestly put them all in one folder and then just select it. So hopefully that helps you on how to do that. Let me delete that so that doesn't mess me up next time I open up OBS. Robert here. Let me bring my screen up so I can read what he was saying. Can you recommend a solution for mounting camcorders to a wall? Well, there's a couple of stuff. You can use the same type of mounting, PTZ mounting, the static, but my whole thing is, how are you using the camera? Is it a static image? Are you meaning to control it? Let me know, and then that will help dictate the answer for that. Back to John. What brand of emulator HDMI did you use? Link. I think I tried one, but didn't remember it working. It was on a Mac, since our worship stream is on a Mac. I have not tried it on a Mac. Mine was, honestly, I did two of them. It was one on Amazon. It was just called a headless HDMI. Let me see if I can bring that up here. Yep, this was it. Excuse me. Yeah, it was one of these. And that's all it was. And I think it was like a bundle deal or something that I tried. But yeah, that's all it was. And it shows up, and then you can actually, it shows up like it's a monitor, even though it's not nothing physically connected. I will put a link down below for those who are interested in that. And I'm really, really so sorry about the yawning, folks. I really am sorry. Headless HDMI. All right, there you go. That's in the chat. To Monty here. 4K PTZ cameras. Have you been able to get your hands on any yet? One, and that way, actually, no one has sent me one. I thought Bear, who was it? Somebody was supposed to send me one, but I haven't heard back from them. And that was about 3 months ago, and I haven't heard back. But working with one directly, no, I have not heard. I have a point of contact with Panasonic in their new ones when they came out. I thought they were going to send me one. I think that's who I was supposed to send me one to test out, but I never heard back from them on that. I like the concept of them, but the issue that I have with 4K PTZs, now you have to change everything. Just like my studio camera is 4K, but you're not going to see it. Yeah, 4K looks better. 4K shrunk down to 1080p looks better than native 1080p, but you're not going to get the full look of it unless everything else is 4K as well too. But yeah, I'm looking forward. If you got one, Monty, let me know. I'd love to get with one of these people and test them out as well too. Back to Josh. Didn't know you saw my email, but were you able to get the memes up? They on the Facebook. Yeah, I saw your email, Josh. Honestly, I'm out of it. So my apologies. So if y'all want to see Josh's memes this week, you got to go see him on the Facebook group. My bad. My bad, folks. I was so caught up trying to update my supporter video, and then just time kind of got out of hand, which reminds me I need to see if any packages were delivered, because if those things are delivered, folks, like I said, it's such a large amount of stuff. I have to go get it because I had 3 Amazon delivery trucks come yesterday, and everything on the truck was just mine. So it literally took up the entire mail room. And I think some people, I posted the pictures on the Facebook group and on my page to see how that was. Mike, I'm actually going to Roanoke Rapids tomorrow to do some work down there. Elijah and Elisha. Second question, I have a Dell G7 7588 laptop, and after a year or so before Sunday service, the 2 Thunderbolt USB output went out. What caused this, and how can I fix it? Thanks again in advance. Honestly, I don't know, but the easiest thing for me, and I have a video I was going to put together of top 10 things I do to fix a live stream. I might want to do this from a tech support standpoint too. The first thing I would do is go to Dell's site and just re-download the drivers and just reinstall them again just to see if that works. If that doesn't work, go to the device manager. If you see those items in your device manager, delete them after you have the drivers, and then let it auto detect again and install the drivers, see if that works. That's the first thing I would do. But what will cause it to go out? Most of the time, it's a driver issue. Microsoft did an update that messed up a whole lot of AMD stuff the last couple of months too, because they pushed out a driver that was incomplete. I would look at that. Ethan was saying, Nightbot is like an auto moderator, and you can program it to block certain comments. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll look into that. Man, back to norm. What is a minimum AMD CPU for OBS and Presenter, and does it include an onboard GPU too? If you want one with an onboard GPU too, just like Anthony was saying, the lowest I would go, which is honestly the only one that's available this low, is the Ryzen 5 5600G. That is more than fast enough. That's 6 cores, 12 threads, and it has an embedded GPU. I think it's 8 cores for the GPU, but that is more than fast enough to handle all of that. That's what I would think. There really isn't anything. I mean, you could go with 3400G. That was the 3rd generation of that, but you can't find them anymore, or they're overpriced compared to this. Because I got the Ryzen 7 5700G for $290, and the 3400G was going for like $250 and $275 originally. So you're getting way more power on the newer gen. I would go with that. 5600G or the 5700G. 5600G, last time I looked at it, was going for $212, and then the 5700 is going for $290. So you're getting you're going from 6 cores and 12 threads to 8 cores and 16 threads for about $70 more. I think that's a deal. Robert was saying on how to mount the camera, it's static, but we'll want to zoom in and out. Well, zooming in and out is going to be dependent on the camera. That's why I like the Canons and some of the Panasonics and the Sonys that allow remote control, kind of like this one. My Sony right here still allows a remote here, so I could zoom in and out here, and I could put an extension on this, and I can run it. Convert it over to Ethernet, run it to whatever distance or something like that. But honestly, I would just get like a regular mount, because this is what I was going to do this for. Let's turn this camera on. And this is, here we go. That's number 7. So this is what I'm using for my Pocket Cinema camera. It's a PTZ mount that I just have it screwed into the wall. That's it. That's what I use it for. And then even for a static camera, I would do that, because you can get these mounts on Amazon for like $25. And then it can mount anything, because if I come up under here, it's just a screw. And that's a 1/4 thread screw that will screw into the back of typical cameras and everything like that. And that's what will work. I would do something like that. And then if your camera supports remote control, kind of like the Sonys with link control, or Panasonics, or Canons with something like that, that's all I would use it for. Hopefully that helps you. Back to John. Thanks. I purchased that exact same one. I would do some more testing. I do believe I tested on a PC with no issue. Maybe it was user error. I'll revisit it. Okay. Well, let me know. Dwayne, with an NDI PTZ camera, do I need a video encoder? Well, yes and no. I mean, if you're going directly from the camera to your live stream, your camera is acting as the encoder. If you're using NDI just as a way to connect it to your streaming software is the encoder. But let me know, how are you connecting your PTZ, your NDI PTZ camera to? What is it connected to? So I know exactly what direction we're going with that. Robert, back to Robert. He was like, "Do you want to? Are there any with swivel?" Yeah, there's a couple. Chuck actually used these at his church until I gave him the ones that we didn't use anymore, the kind of homemade arms that we had. Where's it at? All right, here it goes. This is something I've seen a lot of people use. This one, it would just let it turn left, right, up and down, and then you would have another joystick to do the zoom. And that's kind of like the setup how I did mine at my church originally when we used the G20s on a Servo City arm that made it do that. We had a remote going directly to the camera for turning it on and off, zoom in and out, and then another remote for the arm moving left, right, up and down. So I'll put a link to this as well too. And it has a quarter thread on the bottom of this, so that whole unit would sit on that arm, and then you'd be able to control it. Pan, tilt, head. Also, my apologies, folks. I really wanted to catch up with some of y'all that are out in Texas. We just had some issues out there. It wasn't a lot of stuff going on as much as we wanted to, and then our schedules just didn't align. I know Pat wanted to catch up with Pat. Ashley wanted to catch up with y'all. I know Otis wasn't able to come up, but it was like, a 6-hour drive. Trying to catch up with Chuck, but our schedules just didn't align as well too. But we'll be back, folks. So I'm going to try and put some more stuff out there as best as possible can, especially if I'm coming there solo. I don't like, having other people meet me out there, friends and stuff like that, and then they're running around, and then it's like they don't know. I don't want to just put people in a position like that. I was going to say, I know why my headphone isn't working. I didn't have this connector on here, which I just found by looking over to my right. Raymond here. Good day. I'm using the ATEM Mini Pro. When streaming, we get cache full. That was a part of the questions I wanted to do in the video, and I guess I need to do that today. I've been playing Horizon Forbidden West. I actually only played it for about an hour last night. But cache full normally means that there's something the matter with your internet connection that's not allowing you to connect to the host. Your connection to the host is a problem, which could be that the host is down, or your streaming key is wrong, or it's just, your internet is just down on your side or on the vendor side that you're streaming to. That's what that cache full means. Cache full is like it just stores up everything, so when the connection is established, it can continue to live stream what you had where it left off. When it runs out of memory, runs out of space, there's nothing else. All your footage can go, and it's just over. But what are you streaming to? Let me know that. Back to Anthony. Hi, AJ. What is the best way to connect the SMT30? I tried it with HDMI and the HD SDI. Well, what are you trying to connect it to? Are you connecting it to a computer with a capture card, an external capture card, directly to a TV? Give me what is that connected to? Vesh Beats TV. A HDMI emulator is just a kind of a HDMI cap that plugs into your HDMI that tricks the computer to think it's actually a physical monitor connected to it. So we use that in some cases where some people they're using presentation software that really needs a secondary screen, but it won't let you use it. So it helps simulate that to where the computer will think it's two screens, but it's really not. That's the reason why. A lot of times it was used for when they had servers back in the day when it wouldn't let you start up a computer well, not even back in the day, but where you couldn't start up a computer unless it was a monitor on it. But it was kind of like in a rack to where you didn't really need a monitor, or you just needed it to run as a server mode and you accessed it through command line. It needed something to think a monitor was connected. That's all it really is. Yeah, folks, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I am not feeling my best right now. I'm gonna go about 15 more minutes, and I'm gonna try and lay down and take a nap for a little bit. So my apologies for being short. I might actually come back and do something later today, but I'm just really feeling off right now. But Ken, is there a keyboard shortcut to Pro Presenter to go to the black screen like in Proclaim, or do you have to just have to put a blank slide between each slide to mimic clicking through a PowerPoint? Is there a keyboard shortcut in Pro Presenter to go to a black screen? So do you want it to be just an empty screen completely, or did you, like, if I went to something like this, do you want something like that? Is that what you're trying to say? I just want to make sure before I answer. And let me go back here to Raymond. We are now thinking about sending output from the ATEM Pro to PC to go directly to YouTube. Okay. Back to Ken. Thanks for all the great content. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. ATEM, so you're connecting to the ATEM and you're getting lag. That's strange. Now, let's do a quick definition. When you're saying lag, are you saying that what the camera is seeing is lagging in what shows up on the ATEM, or what you're seeing on the ATEM is being lagged on what you see on your live stream? Because that's true. Like right now, what y'all are seeing is 20 seconds after what it's been live, because it takes time for it to go up to my internet, go to YouTube, process, comes back down to y'all. It's always going to be that lag. I'm talking about lag as in I press left on the joystick and then, or something, and then it takes a long time for it to interact. That's something different, but let me know which one is that. If you're using the NDI as the protocol to send your video and audio, no, you don't need a capture card, but you do need something that can see the NDI, whether it's OBS, vMix, whatever app that's handling the streaming. Ken, I am not aware of a button that does that. At least when we use Pro Presenter at our church, we put everything in, and that's mainly because the operators, I want it to be as simple as possible. So I have it built in to do stuff like that. So I'm not aware of a button that does that in Pro Presenter. Back to Dwayne. Switching from HDMI to NDI and wondering the type of computer and hardware needed. Mainly with NDI, yes, you need I don't want to say you need a beefy computer. I mean, you would need something that's probably current in the last 3 years, maybe. But then the main thing with NDI is your network. Like I was talking to somebody, they were having very, very bad performance with their NDI, and it was because it wasn't isolated. I had the same thing at my church, and this wasn't even NDI. I was just having an issue because our network was not separated from our Wi-Fi. So when people came into the Wi-Fi and started tanking it, it affected our performance. I segmented it out to where out of 100% of our internet that's coming in, 90 is isolated to the media. 10% I sounded so country when I said that, is isolated to people on Wi-Fi. So even if they maxed it out, they could only ever max out a total of 10% of our full capacity. If you don't have any type of control like that and it's just wide open, you might get experiences where NDI works perfectly when you're there at the church by yourself, but when other people come in, other phones, other tablets, all this other stuff starts going on, then you have a performance issue because it's competing with all the other traffic on your network. I like NDI. I don't like it when I am putting it in a place where people are not technical and don't know how to handle that, because that could be, they could see it as a problem when it's not anything the matter with NDI. It's the setup, it's the roads that it's set to drive on is what's causing the problem. It's nothing the matter with the car, it's just the roads. Thanks, AJ. I guess HDMI emulators would have been helpful back when we were running NDI without even monitors. Yeah, that's what it does. Yeah, I totally agree. It's honestly, it's low right now, so that's why I'm probably gonna get something to eat here in a second. So I'm gonna go through about I'm gonna go through about 7 more comments, folks, and then I'm gonna probably come back on a second round with y'all. Here, I'm tired. I'm tired, folks. I just need to get a good long sleep without my I love my little girl, but sometimes she's like, Dad, I'm like, baby, I just want to lay down for a second, please. No questions. Just want to sit down. That's why I like long flights. A lot of people are like, they don't like long flights. I for one vacation, I wanted to take a 17-hour flight to Australia and then just turn around and come back just to be on the flight, just undisturbed for that amount of time. That sounds heavenly to me. Okay, Anthony was talking about from a lag standpoint. When I clap my hands, it takes a second or two. Again, is that for your live stream or is that locally? So are you talking about like right now, if I clap and I'm looking at the monitor right now, is that out of sync, or are you streaming it and you're seeing it later? Because that can be that maybe the hardware that's trying to handle that is having an issue trying to process all that. That could be one thing as well too. 4 more comments, folks, and then we're going to be taking a nap here for a little bit. We have 5 HD TVs and 1 projector that is VGA around our sanctuary. What's the best way to connect them to the presenter CPU to show the same image? The presenter CPU only has 2 HDMI and 2 display ports. I would run that to run one output out to a splitter and then split it off and run it everywhere else. And then you can get an HDMI to VGA, HDMI to VGA adapter. That will be the one that you can use to your projector. That's how I originally did it at my church for something similar. Back to my cousin Derek here. One more question. After I edited the video on Blackmagic software, I had trouble with it opening in other sources. Is there something I need to do to send the file to others? Well, inside of DaVinci Resolve, what format are you saving it to? Normally, when I edit my stuff in DaVinci Resolve, I either pick YouTube, Vimeo, or MP4 because I know exactly the specs that I need for it. Honestly, I would say pick YouTube and pick either 1080p and just do that, and you should be good. If they can't play it, which is rare, it could be they just don't have the codec to be able to decode the video that you're playing. Honestly, I would say just upload it. Once you upload the video, YouTube, Vimeo, whatever, Facebook, they convert it to where anybody can watch it. So that's what I would think. Thank you all, everybody. Really appreciate it. We're going to take a quick L because I'm tired. But let me get this last one here, and then we're going to take a L. AJ, thanks for your help. We got sound from our soundboard to our YOLO box streaming with. And then I think we lost the next part of the chat. Okay, well, folks, what I'm going to try and do is be back because we need to be down in North Carolina at 9 a.m. so we can knock everything out. So that's going to be, I want to get up out of here around like 6:30 to head down there to do that. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive for me, so I like to be there early. But I'm going to take y'all along. I'm going to upload these videos from Reconciliation and some other stuff as well, too. Have some more fun with HDMI cable's not working, but I don't think it was the cable this time. I think it was the TV. But anyway, thank y'all so much, folks. I will be back again. If you got a pressing question, and I didn't even get a chance to cut over to answer some people's questions, I'm going to answer one real quick. I forgot who it was, but I get this question a lot. Everybody asks, how did I become so proficient in all this other stuff in media? Did I go to school for this? No. I was a communications technician in the Marines, working on soldering, making cables, and all this other stuff. Like, I was making SDI cables before I knew what SDI cables were. But then I went to Hampton University with a degree, a bachelor's degree in computer science, mainly focused on programming, but I was IT support, help desk, level 1, 2, 3, 4, and implementation installer at a software company. So I had no background on none of this. How did I become proficient at it? Repetition, study, playing around with this stuff. This became my video game. When I wanted to do other stuff, I was trying to make me do lightsaber battles with myself or with my dog, and had 3 of me on the couch. I always wanted to do special effects, but when I was coming out of high school, there was no path to do anything like that. So it was just me dabbling and trying stuff out. So how I became proficient in this, just like I would say how I became proficient in IT stuff, I broke stuff so much that I had to fix it. So now I know how to fix a lot of stuff because I broke a lot of stuff. That's all it really is. Can I recommend a school you can go to? No, because I didn't. I'll say the school of YouTube. I try the videos that I do, I try to simplify and show you the stuff that I still get wrong. But my attitude is I win or I learn. I don't lose. I win or I learn. And that's how it is. Always stay the student. That's how you always learn. Don't ever get to the point where you think you know everything, because there's somebody who can teach you something all the time. Like Josh educated me on the fact that my thumbnails weren't matching my title. Honestly, I mean, I'm like, okay. And then I had other people cables that I was using, I didn't even realize on the bottom of it in small print, it says not for PoE use. I notified Amazon saying, hey, could you please put that in your description? It's a lot of things. So it's not about, being a master of all this other stuff. It's just be a masterful student. And then once you start, just what I do with this channel, whatever I know, I just try and hand it down to make the journey easier for somebody else that's coming behind me. That's what I mainly focus on. So before I shut it down, I just want to thank all of my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. We got some new ones on here. We got some people who are here who are supporting me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. No matter which way you pick, folks, you are helping us train media ministries all over the world. And my video completely went out when it came to that. What in the world? Hold on. Okay, I need to fix that. But it just went to a black screen instead of dropping the video when I played that overlay. But anyway, thank you so much, folks. Oh, also, if you're a patron or a member, I enter your name twice in all of my giveaways. That's another way that I say thank you. You did members and Patreon supporters get discounts with consultations and stuff like that with me. That's year long. I used to do a new code every month. I just did one for the whole year just to make it a lot easier. But thank you so much, folks. I will let y'all know. Please make sure you got that bell notification on. That way you are aware when I put up a new video or if I'm getting ready to go live, because I feel like I might do another video later today. Just depends on how I feel. But thank you so much, folks. I appreciate y'all. If no one's ever told you, I thank you for all the hard work that you're doing for the kingdom. It's better for all of us to work together instead of us trying to just save everybody on the face of the planet ourselves. That's not our role. It's for us to work together. And I hope something that I say helps you make your journey in this media ministry environment a little bit easier. Y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is all over the face of the planet. And we will catch you on the next video, folks. Later.